Hey guys, Nick Vertucci here. This is gonna, I guess, fall under an NV rant. I have not done a video like this in a while. For the last few months, I've been busy dealing with some major things going on in my life, and I kind of shelved this for a while until I got back to normal. I feel I'm there. This section is going to be, it's from my book, Seven-Figure Decisions, Having the Balls to Succeed. I wrote that book, I don't know, 5-7 years ago, after I went through a lot of stuff in business, up and down, and went through a lot of challenges. And so this book was personal to me. In chapter 2, it is Money Intelligence. I think it's one of the most important chapters in the book about building wealth and creating success for yourself. Because a lot of you out there, some of you out there maybe have not hit it yet. Maybe you're just starting the grind and you're going to work your way up. And I think this video will at least help you understand some of the mistakes you could make. I made them. So what's in this book is I lived it. So I wish, like, I can't even say someone didn't tell me this, because sometimes you got to go through shit yourself to really learn it. I wish I had listened to a lot of folks that were a lot wiser and been through a lot more than me, but I didn't, and I went through it myself, and now I'm here to tell you about it. So hopefully some of this sets in and grabs on. Maybe some of you have been through what I'm going to talk about. You know, I don't know. You see whoever listens to this, you're going to have it be in a different position. But like I said, my main goal is for this to help somebody. When I wrote this book, one of my main goals to write this book was to tell my story, but to also pay it forward to help some people in different areas of business. I believe there are different aspects to success that you'll hear from other people. I think some of them are very simple. This one is pretty simple. And again, it's based on chapter 2 in my book, Money Intelligence. Just to give you an idea, you may have heard me mention I started a technology business really early. I was 21 or 22 years old. I'm not going to go into how that happened. It's not the point. The point is rising tides raise all boats. And I was in a tech boom. I had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I was in the right place, right time. And I'm pretty good at working businesses. I didn't know this at the time, but getting people together to do things, to go in a certain direction. So that will be on another chapter called leadership, but that's something that came natural to me. It can be taught, but also there has to be some natural tendencies to it. And I think naturally some people have the entrepreneurial spirit and some don't. So again, this can be applied even if you're not an entrepreneur. This could be even if you're grinding out a job or some type of other career. Again, all good. Whatever your path is your path. You guys decide that. But when I started this business, like I said, the high tides rose, and I created a really big business. Started out as a one-man shop in selling computer chips, and wound up into a big white box reseller, or excuse me, like a mini Dell, and selling to a lot of resellers in different markets. I wound up blowing that up to about $40 million a year in revenue, 100 employees, and a 25,000 square foot building. Sure, that's not what we're here to talk about, but that's what happened, and it was very successful. Now, the point of what I'm talking about here is this. This is what I didn't know, and I didn't understand, and it came back to really hit me hard. And that is when I was making this big income and a lot of money, I'm talking making a lot of money. I bought a new house. Nothing wrong with that. That's cool. I bought a new house, bought it in 1998, paid $550,000 for it. It's currently over $2 million. So real estate, great investment. Almost lost this house in this process of not having money intelligence. Leveraged it all the way up to about 1.8, close to 1.6 million. And was on the verge of losing that, and I was millions in debt. But let me get to how we got there. A lot of times, like myself, and I see a lot of people doing it, even a lot of people I know right now in my life that are currently making, in my opinion, this mistake. And that is, just because you have a big income right now does not mean that's going to last forever. And that money, sure, have a nice house, You should drive a nice car. There's nothing wrong with that. You should enjoy your wealth. But when you start putting too much in perception of what you look like, and you want what other people think of you when they see your house and cars, and you start to overspend. And a lot of times when people overspend, they don't buy cash. They don't spend and buy things in cash. They leverage. We'll get to that in a minute about leveraging. And they have high payments. They have astronomical house payments. They have astronomical car payments. They have numerous cars, numerous payments. They're buying all sorts of shit, and it's really cool and fun and all that. But here's the thing: like my computer business, it was it's not passive income. It's the type of income where you have to do something to get paid. It's active income. Active income was what I was doing. I was selling computers. That means we would have to buy them, put them together, find somewhere to sell them, collect the money, sell more, sell cabling, do this, sell all the stuff, collect the money, create, you have to have cash flow, keep turning, keep customers happy, but then there's attrition. Sometimes you lose a big customer. A lot of businesses are built on having just the 80-20% rule where they have their big customers kind of rule their whole destiny. With that said, also what they have to understand is sometimes that music stops. And sometimes your market crashes, or sometimes something happens in your particular business, and sometimes that goes away. For me, it was the dot-com crash. I humped that business for 2 or 3 years after the year 2000, maybe 4 years, and lost everything I had. Literally everything I had. I spent millions of dollars trying to save a business that was tanking, and that was another life experience, and that's something else I can talk about later, which is sometimes your cheese gets moved. There's a book I read called Who Moved Your Cheese? Talk about that later, and that's the concept of sometimes things do not last forever, and you have to prepare yourself for things not lasting forever. I did not know that. Believe me, I'm telling you now with the experience, but I went millions of dollars. I lost all the money I had, went millions of dollars in debt because of the dot-com crash, was about an inch or two away from losing my house, married, 2 kids, 1 on the way. Couldn't even describe to you the mental and emotional anguish I went through. I've mentioned in another video, I contemplated a lot of really dark things because it seemed like astronomical to get through. I'm not going to go into that story because that's for another time, but I want to talk about what should have happened. What should have happened is I should have been taking that money that I was making and had a nice house, drove something nice that's going to work and be fine, but not spend. I spent $175,000 on my landscaping at my house, cash. Built a cigar room, had 3 or 4 cars, a Hummer, a this, a that, whatever, all bullshit. Personally, if you want my opinion now, I bought into it. I was young, I was excited, I was proud of myself, and I wanted these things because I came from nothing. Literally K through 12 education, did not come from any kind of silver spoon. But those things really honestly don't make you happy anyways, but that's another video. But what happens is when the music stops and the market crashes or whatever happens, you get sick, you can't work. I mean, you could fill in that blank with a million things. What should have happened is I should have been investing in investments. I should have had my money working for me and compounding. And I should have been investing in investments like real estate to create passive income, to create something called mailbox money. And we'll talk about that another time. That's investing in something that pays you no matter what you do. You don't have to actively work it. It pays you through rents, different type of income. It could be other sources of passive income. Again, it's not what this video is about, but that was a mistake that I made, and it was a big mistake. Okay. When this happens to you, your ego is crushed. I was so embarrassed around my peers. I was so embarrassed with people that still had an upward trajectory. Their businesses were rocking, and I felt like a complete loser and a failure. Okay. A lot of times you'll run into also financial planners and a lot of people in life that will tell you, oh man, leverage. And believe me, I'm a real estate investor. Leveraging is great. But that's another video. We got to talk about how you leverage and why you leverage and in what case. But when you're doing it personally, and let's say you're making this really big income, but you're paying $15,000, $20,000 a month for a mortgage, or in your case could be $10,000, $5,000, it's all relative to what you're making, okay? and you got all these car payments, and you know, by the time, guys, we know this, you pay insurances, you got this, you got kids. I mean, I don't have a bill and a payment to my name. Every piece of real estate I own now, but again, this is another story how I got there because I had to make a comeback. I don't have any mortgages. Any piece of real estate I own, any car, anything else I buy, no payments. Now, in the financial world, they'll tell you I'm an idiot. Okay, because I could be writing this car off in my business. I could be writing my mortgage off or depreciating this or doing that or any whatever. Hey, fine. That's all true on paper, but I'm going to tell you this right now. When the music stops, you're not going to give two shits about a write-off. What you care about is making that mortgage payment, not losing your house, not having your car taken away, and not being a complete financial disaster. Because when I spent $175,000 on landscaping, right now in my home, some of my friends and family that watch this will have been there. Some of you watching the video there. I got a beautiful home. Okay, it's nice. My backyard, I have, a spa, the barbecue area. I got a fireplace, sitting area, all that shit. And that's fine if you can afford it. That's fine if you have yourself set up financially. Nothing wrong with those things. But when you're over leveraged based on active income and your business continue producing that high income for you to maintain this shit. Let me tell you something. When the bank comes calling and the creditors come calling, that fireplace you have in your backyard doesn't mean shit. You don't have any time to go smoke a cigar out there by it, nor can you take any of the stones or brick out of it and send it to your mortgager for a payment. All they're going to do is come take that motherfucker from you, okay? So what you should be doing, I'm going to read some simple things in my book that are mistakes. I'm going to just go through and read them 1 through 12. These are so simple, okay? Not investing their money and making it grow. Like, look, if you're spending money, sure, spend a certain amount that you have because you're really set, but the rest should be moving, it should be working, and it should be compounding. Not buying depreciating bullshit, okay? Not making saving a habit. Well, what does that mean? That means that you should be putting away a portion of your money, either saving or investing it or both, and not living fucking check to check because you want shit. Number 3, spending more money than you make or living beyond your means. I've said that already. Shouldn't be doing it. It's a lot of pressure. Nothing lasts forever. Taking on too much debt for depreciating assets. There is good debt, such as investing, education, and in real estate or other appreciating assets and never avoid these. Never be afraid to do that. It's so funny. Some people are so afraid to invest in themselves for training, education, investments, but they'll go out and spend, $100 on a car and have a huge payment. Fucking stupid. Unless you're and if you're that rich, why have a payment? So you're living over your means if you're doing that, okay? If you can't pay cash for something, you can't afford it, okay? Not working within a budget, having no financial plan. Listen, your retirement comes fast. Your life goes fast. You need to be investing and have a retirement plan, some type of plan in place, so when you're old, like me, you can cruise. Because there's nothing better than to own your own time, to have your time protected where you could do what you want. Because see, right now, yes, I started a poker live stream and it is a business, but it is a passion project that I love. And I play poker 2, 3, 4 times a week. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to even my poker career of why everyone thinks why I play a certain way and why I avoid certain things, because I have life experience, okay? Okay. Excessive or frivolous spending. I've already said that. Investments not diversified. No investments, not diversified. Or if you have investments, be diversified. Buying and depreciating assets, new cars, designer clothes, boats, watches, bullshit, all this stuff that you're going to get dimes on a dollar for when you tank. Okay? That's the stuff you buy after you've made it and when you can afford to pay for it cash. Overspending when buying personal residence. Look, I'm a real estate investor. Buying a home is always a good thing. But we have, there are people out there that buy homes just because of their ego, and they're paying triple what they should be paying for what their needs are. Because I've lived in my home since 1998, the one that I almost lost that now is totally paid off because I made a comeback and I have money intelligence now. But I can personally afford, if I wanted to, even probably cash, but if I wanted to, I could go buy something 4 times the size of it and be fine and make that payment. The fuck if I'm gonna do that. I'm hunkered like Archie Bunkered in where I'm at because I don't need that pressure. And the toilet flushes, the refrigerator opens, it's cold. I don't need when people come over to impress them. Now, people have been to my house and are like, whoa, you have a really, I had a conversation last night with Mariano, whatever the fuck his name is. We were playing poker and somehow something came up and he's like, oh my God, you have the nice, he was telling someone about my house. Well, I'm used to it and it is a nice place, but I could fucking 4X that if I want to, but I don't want to and I never will. Okay. Let's see here. Investing without researching or having the right training or knowledge. Okay, that's just something that's easy. Like if you're going to put your money to work, you should know where you're putting it. Can't depend on this person or that person or somebody's making money. Don't follow the herd. Know what you're putting your money into before you put it in there. Okay. Always having the newest and best unless you can afford to pay cash. I already said this. Worst of all, not willing to invest financially in your own future. A lot of people, like I said earlier, they won't spend money on education to educate themselves or to train themselves in a trade or take a chance putting their money to work somewhere. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. This has already gone 16 minutes. I want to keep this short. I could go on with this for like 3 hours and micro every single detail is. But to my last point, for me personally, I told you my situation. How I look at it is if I can't afford to pay for it, I can't afford it. So whatever I buy now, I mean, I could have all my properties that I own all leveraged and be writing them off, but I don't want to. So I can always sell them. Listen, these are saving and investment bank accounts. I can always sell this building that I'm sitting in right now, my office here in Santa Ana, California, which is paid off. If I ever needed to, I could sell it and cash out a few $1 million or whatever it's worth. Okay? Yeah, I would have to do something with that money or 1031 it because I wouldn't want to pay the capital gains. But again, my point is I could figure that out, or I have money there sitting right here in this building. So it's still there. I get trolled a lot about, why, for me, I don't want to have $500,000 swings in games and be a big baller and do all that. I love playing poker. I love the competition. I stay in my lane, lose a 50 ball, win a 50 ball. No big deal for me. I'm on a $160,000 downswing right now. Currently making this video, I'm like 9 in a row, whatever it is. I'm fine. I would not put myself in that position and be bankroll on table, okay? But what I'm not going to do is go in a downswing and be down 5 million. Just not going to do it because of my life experience. And I love to gamble and I love to play. Many people don't even understand that that's the truth. When I had a ton of money, which I have a lot of money now, but when I had money and I had a business that was generating a ridiculous amount of income, I was more apt to go in there and bang it up because it was replenishing. But now I've put myself in a position to be semi-retired, running my poker business and just enjoying my life. And because I have this life experience and because I've lost it all one time and kind of 1.5 times because I had a business taken away from me too. It's another story. It's in the book. I know nothing lasts forever. And I just want to cruise now. So if you're a young buck and you're an up-and-comer, please listen to this. If you're not a young buck, but you're currently in a position where you are leveraged up your nutsack, think about it. Because I'm telling you, you get in a financial situation, you get in a lawsuit, your business tanks, I don't know, whatever. That house is bye-bye. Your car is bye-bye. And it's a tough pill to swallow, okay? So again, money intelligence is one of the keys to success. Yes, making money is a big part of success, but not losing your money and making your money grow is, if not as important, maybe more important. Chapter 2, 7-figure decisions, having the balls to succeed. You can buy it on Amazon. Don't care if you do, don't care if you don't. I don't make any money on it if you buy it. It's just there to help. Money intelligence. NV out.